Hello, and welcome back to LendAPI Academy. My name is Kay, and this is episode 2 in our Introduction to LendAPI series. In this series, we're going to be going through all of the features and functionalities offered within the LendAPI ecosystem, as well as teaching you how to build your very own lending product utilizing our platform. With that, let's get started. In the last episode, we left off introducing you how to sign up and set up your LendAPI account. In this episode, we're going to go through the rest of the menu items within our settings menu and then talk about the first steps to setting up your product. So with that, underneath our global settings feature, you'll see our users feature. The users feature allows you to add in any user into the LendAPI ecosystem. That means that if you have any team members or analysts on your team, you can add them here. All you need are the first, last name, work email, and mobile number for authentication, and select a role. There are 4 out-of-the-box roles within the LendAPI family. The first is our admin role. The admin role is utilized to have the all-encompassing role. What this means is admins have the capability to navigate through all of the features here on the left panel. They also have the capabilities, and admins are the only ones that have the capability to actually edit, review, and approve any of the functions here in the workflow feature. So if there are decision trees, pricing engines, or product studios that need to be updated, admins are the only users that can be able to navigate through here. Underneath admin is our analyst role. The analyst role is leveraged primarily for users in the back office function. Analysts have the capability to approve and decline applications as well as require manual reviews within the back office functionality. So if there are a team of analysts or customer service or support users, they have full access to this panel. Analysts do not have access to review some of the PII information, such as Social Security number or date of birth. Analysts also do not have the capability to make any edits to the workflow. Under the workflow feature, they do have access to review any of the workflow, but they cannot approve or make any edits here. And then finally, analysts have the capability to pull reports and perform any tests that are necessary under our rules and reports section. Underneath analysts are our 2 other reviewer roles, which are auditor and reviewer. The auditor function allows a user to be able to have read-only access to everything in the left panel. So auditors do not have the capability, again, to edit or change any functions under the workflow tab, but they do have the access to audit and review anything here and make suggestions. Same with our back office panel. Auditors can review all of the applications, but they cannot override any of the decisions that have been made in the back office. The reviewer user has the exact same permissions access as the auditor. The biggest difference between these two is that the reviewer is usually leveraged for third-party or outsourced users, meaning reviewers do not have access to see certain key functions that are hidden in our global settings. So with that, this is our user functionality. Within the user functionality, admin users can also have the capability of resetting the password for any of their other users within this tab. Underneath our user functionality, we have our SSO, or single sign-on configuration. The LendAPI plans allow for users to be able to enable or configure their single sign-on right in our LendAPI ecosystem. So if you are leveraging an SSO such as Amazon, Cognito, or Google, you can add in your credentials, much like a API key, and LendAPI will configure the rest. This allows users or customers to be able to sign into one application and see all of the details without having to log in multiple times. After the SSO, we have our Billings tab. This Billings tab is a review of your LendAPI subscription. You have your payments history as well as your payment methods. And then finally, within this Billings tab, you can have the capability to upgrade your current plan to any of the other existing plans within our system. Underneath, we have our developer settings. Our developer settings within LendAPI is really leveraged to make the ease of connecting to third-party integrations and pulling data from LendAPI much easier. Here, we allow users to be able to create a public API key that will be able to then connect to a third-party source as well as webhooks. All you need to do is add in a new key into your developer setting, and this can be leveraged with a curl command found in our API documentation, and you will now be able to call any of the data that is set within the LendAPI panel here. Finally, after our developer settings, we have our systems check. The systems check is the health check tab within the LendAPI ecosystem. This checks for all of the major functions and features within the workflow to see if there are any breakages. It's a good practice to make sure you do all your systems checks before any major releases. And to run a new systems check, simply click the Run Systems Check button, and they will recheck all of your workflow configurations. If there are any failures, simply click on the Failure tab, and you can see where the failures are found within the Systems Results tab. Right. With that, that wraps up our settings menu here at LendAPI. Before we move on, I want to start to understand how one actually builds a product within the LendAPI ecosystem. That means we will now navigate over to our Workflows tab here. The Workflows tab, like I've said, is the nucleus of the LendAPI product. This allows the users to be able to build, design, and decision any fintech product that they would like to see. To get started within the Workflows tab, I always recommend the users to take a bottoms-up approach, meaning the first thing you should always do is to set up your integration partners first. If you have any integrations partners available, such as data providers or bank authorizations, you can do so here in our orchestration layer. LendAPI is a plug-and-play platform to its core, meaning we do allow for users to be able to set up data integrations without the need to actually create another set of API credentials. To do so, all you have to do is navigate to the integration partners page here, and you'll see a list of our existing preferred partnerships readily available for you to use. LendAPI has a list of over 200 partners in our marketplace. If you would like to see a full list, simply navigate over to our website and click on the Marketplace tab, and you'll be taken to see a full list of our providers. And within our Marketplace tab, you'll see these badged instances. That means these providers are our exclusive partnerships or preferred partners. That means that these particular partners have already created strategic integrations within the LendAPI that allows you to be easily able to communicate and connect. If you're looking to connect with one of our preferred partners, simply click your partner of choice, click the Add button, and then enter your credentials seen here. Once you've entered all your credentials, simply click the Add button, and you will see your data partnership light up. For all active data partners, you can see the active status badge within the integration tab here. And finally, if there are any systems that you want to deactivate, simply toggle the off button and you can deactivate the system or data partner. For those that are looking to reactivate, simply go back to the system and reactivate. All of your existing credentials will be saved. We do offer a list of a variety of different use cases, from credit bureau to identity verification to LMS. Within the LendAPI ecosystem, we also have our LendAPI KYB KYC system, that data system that's able to be leveraged as well. If you're interested in utilizing our own in-house KYB KYC within your next product build, please contact one of our LendAPI sales executives to set up a credential. Once your integrations have been lit up, there are two different places to check the integrations for next step. The first one is our model studio, which we'll go over a little bit more detail in our next video. Here you'll be able to see all of your data points already matched and ready to be used in your decision tree or product studio. And then, of course, for those integration partners that require authorizations such as Plaid, you can drag and drop the widgets themselves in Product Studio, and we'll cover that in a later video. So with that, once you've started the integration, you are now ready to start building your product. And we hope you enjoy utilizing the LendAPI platform, and as always, please follow and subscribe for more content. Thank you.